Splatter Podcast, the Backwoods Horror Experience. I'm Josh Lovett.
And I'm Caleb Walker.
And today, boy, do we have a matchup for you. We have from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the Sawyer family versus the Devil's Rejects, the Firefly family. Who will win in this bout? Well, we're finna tell you that in this episode. Our odds are.
Who's fucked up? Who could you last through?
I know, right? That's crazy. So, let's talk about, Caleb, let's talk about the kill counts. Because, we all love the deaths in that movie. And
that's why we watch these movies a little bit.
Why do you think that?
I think it makes real life easier. You know what I mean?
Do you think we can, kind of vent our feelings through those characters?
Oh, for sure.
So we got a little killer in each and every one of us.
I mean, there's a fascination with death.
Life after death, or actually committing that?
Committing the act in this case.
So, okay. So let's talk about this kill count, man, because we're going to explore the body counts and the violence initiated while committing those, actions.
Who's got more bags?
For a second, I was thinking you were talking about money. I got the bag, bro. But yeah, man. So let's talk about with Texas Chainsaw. So, first off, which one is your favorite one?
Definitely 2, honestly.
And that was in 86?
Yeah.
What about the remake with Jessica Biel, though?
That one's okay. I didn't hate it.
But you didn't like it either.
I mean, I don't know. It just felt okay. You know what I mean? It's not bad, but it's also not great.
It seemed like the sheriff was more of an asshole in that one, though.
Oh, for sure.
I hated that dude.
Oh, yeah. It's that drill sergeant guy.
Off of, what was that movie? The funny military movie. You know what I'm talking about, right? Where the guy takes a shotgun and blows off his, brains or blows out his brains.
Yeah. Shit. Fuck, it's a
Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah.
Yes. Who was the director? That was a Ghostbuster.
That's Kubrick.
Kubrick?
Believe.
Maybe. Let us know in the comments if you know who.
Somebody Google it quickly.
So, back to, the kill counts. So, we have Texas Chainsaw, because once again, we're trying to put the odds on who would win in the bout, the Fireflies or the Sawyers. But it seems like Texas Chainsaw has had 85 to 90 victims from 74 all the way to 2022. That's over a decade of killing, almost 2 decades. Based on the movies, we're almost.
I mean, that's 50 years for the movies. I don't know what the timeline is. Because they go back and forth, you know what I mean? Because, the one after the Jessica Biel one, that one's 2008, something like that. Or 6, I guess.
Okay, that was the one with the Fast and Furious girl. The one where we thought she was going to make it, but then the chainsaw came through the back seat.
Oh, yeah.
I love that scene. That was the most bizarre scene. I really was man, I thought she was going to make it out.
Yeah.
But apparently she didn't.
Nobody makes it out.
So out of all those, I remember the 2003 version, and that was the one with Jessica Biel, right? What was the most brutal kill that just, got your attention? In all of them, actually, your favorite one is 2, so that's in 86.
I don't know. I do like the beginning of 2, where they cut the dude's head off while he's driving down the road.
That is okay. No, that does make.
I mean, he's got the puppet. It's a dead body with a chainsaw attached to it.
See, I have to watch that one again. The 2000.
It's on Tubi, man.
Tubi. Shout out to Tubi for making shit free.
Hell yeah. I was wanting to watch it the other day and I Googled and I was like, oh shit, hell yeah.
man, it's crazy with all this streaming, how much access we have to these older films.
Right?
Like Shudder, and I think like it's crazy because the Speak No Evil, that we'll talk about that later on, but Speak No Evil, that's actually a Shudder movie.
Mm.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh man, see, I need to get Shudder, man. Let me borrow your account. So let's move on, man. Let's talk about The Devil's Rejects. Okay, they had 14 victims. Now we're putting our odds on who's the better killer.
So at the beginning, it says the police found evidence of 75 murders at the beginning of Devil's Rejects.
Okay, 70. So is that including the 14 that's stated overall?
I would say that does not include anything that happens in The Devil's Rejects or Three from Hell. So everything before that. I guess that would bring them up to like 89 plus Three from Hell.
Ooh, so that's a close one. Because right now, my odds were on the Sawyer family. But when you said that...
Yeah, it's like the beginning text at the beginning. It says they found evidence of over 75 bodies.
See, that's crazy, man. See, that's why I mess with this dude, man. He's an analyst of horror movies. You know what I'm saying? Me too. But like, you'll see the dynamic unfold as we do these episodes. But okay, so I'm going to go with right now based on who would be more creative. I'm gonna go with The Devil's Rejects because they would be into making booby traps and such. Not to say the Sawyer family wouldn't, because they had those bear traps, I believe. Yeah. But the Devil's Rejects, those three, the Firefly family, I feel would be more creative. Like they might take a I don't know, like a Pringles can and put an explosive or something in it. I don't know. It just...
You get to the last chip and boom.
Because they got to eat. So let's talk about like the Unhinged Families. This is the second segment, right? Because like, once again, we're going to do the kill counts. We're going to talk about the Unhinged family and their histories and their motivations and intentions on why they actually kill.
Yeah.
So... the Sawyer family, bro, like, tell me a little bit about them, man,
They're kind of like butchers. Like, they're always kind of like, he wears the apron and they've got the meat hanging. Hell, in the second one, they win the chili cook-off. So they're feeding people, and people like it, apparently. They're definitely very loyal to each other. There's kind of like this, like coming together to survive vibe, Like, sure, we kill people, but we're just kind of trying to get by. We're a little crazy.
But, okay, let me ask you something. If you had to eat some chili from them, right? Would you eat it with crackers or would you eat it on a chili dog?
Let's go with the crackers, man.
Why? Because the chili dog might be it might be a dick or something?
I mean, I don't want all that processed meat, bro. I'll take the people, but not the hot dog.
Well, you gotta take the wiener, man. But no, man, so, okay, like, besides them, basically, they're just, like, cannibals.
Pretty much. Like, they're just trying to eat, man.
See, in America suffers, and we're trying to eat too, but we got EBT. How about let's get some of that cannibal chili?
That would have saved all those victims if we could have just got EBT for the Sawyer family.
Please help those in need and help those families who are really starving out there. EBT, help them out, and please don't let them commit any type of cannibalism, because that will be another issue. We talk about immigrants and stuff in the States, but now we're going to have another issue, cannibalism.
I mean, if the supply chain breaks down and food's not coming, what do you think people are going to eat?
I'm going to eat Channing Tatum. No, I'm just fucking with you. Just fucking with you. I just remembered this is the end.
Yeah.
When he was like, cannibalism, motherfucker.
Bro, we'll make a road trip. We'll Facebook Live that shit.
So, like, let's talk about, like, I wonder what their daily survival routine is. And we're talking about the Sawyer family because they got that primal instinct to them. So, like, do they go out and practice shooting on raccoons and wildlife, or do they continue to find human beings? Because, those roads are abandoned. It's not like New York City where you could just have an open target, like this is Dawn of the Dead or something.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, they gotta lure people out there.
But what if, man, I'm just thinking, like, they gotta practice on raccoons or something, because you would think their accuracy would eventually, like, diminish.
Well, I mean, he really just has a chainsaw. Like, how many of them use guns?
The sheriff, I thought.
Sheriff does a little bit, but I mean, he's usually pretty close. Like, he ain't no marksman. He's just executing people.
And busting people's teeth out. I remember that in 2003.
The two brothers hung up, yeah.
I remember that shit. Shout out to the brothers, rest in peace. So let's get to the infamous Firefly family. You know what I'm saying? The Devil's Reject. And it says here that they kill for fun.
Oh, yeah.
And they're just sadistic. Like, they just don't care about, like...
They're like children playing with toys.
See, why couldn't they get them, like, a WWF action figure during that time? They just had to play with human beings and just, like, have fun with them. And I just never understood that, like, what really irked them to do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, were they raised like that? Born like that? Is it genetic? What is it?
It never really goes into it that much. They're just kind of killers. So, I mean, the House of 1,000 Corpses felt a little opportunistic, you know what I mean? Like, the kids came to their house.
Right.
And, I mean, that was just shit luck.
And and one made it out.
Yeah.
And that's crazy. It kind of reminds me, I hate to jump, but 3 from Hell. Like, did you think she survived at the end of that? Not 3 from Hell. What was it? Not 3 from Hell, but it's another Rob Zombie movie where they're playing the games and shit.
31.
Yes. Shout out to, her, Sharon Zombie, for playing that role. I'm just trying to figure out, it kind of reminds me of that situation. Like, I just, I know my head's jumping left and right, but it's just, everything with them seems sadistic, even if they're good guys. And I don't know if Rob Zombie just likes to turn good people into, like, anti-heroes.
Well, I mean, these are bad people that he's making you like. Like, in Devil's Rejects, they get kidnapped by the sheriff and they get tortured. And that kind of makes you feel like a little sorry for them, even though they totally fucking deserved it.
Right. I remember that shit.
So you're like, oh no, y'all are getting shit stapled to your chest.
Karma's a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Basically.
But it's enough for us to kind of feel bad for him for a second.
See, that's how they're making us feel with these true crime series. It's like, we should feel bad for Jeffrey Dahmer. We should feel bad for Ted Bundy. We should feel bad for the Menendez brothers. And just, no matter the situation, they killed innocent people.
Yeah, innocent-ish in some cases, but...
So are you trying to say that they conducted, like, census at its finest?
No, I just think it's... different scenarios require different outcomes, but like plans of attack, you know what I mean?
So they could pretty much, because, when you think of the Fireflies, you think of Charles Manson.
Yeah, kind of. Well, actually, more Devil's Rejects, I think of Charlie Manson. Got more that 70s kind of vibe,
Right. Because, it seemed like I said, with him, he's just starting his own cult. Just kind of, don't drink the Kool-Aid. We're going to make the Kool-Aid. And we're going to make you make the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Jim Jones shit.
Well, Squirt it in your mouth.
So they're distinct, they're psychopathic, and they enjoy emotional and physical suffering, right?
Yeah, I feel like they see people as like things.
Toys.
Yeah.
In other words.
Yeah, just something for them to fuck around with and then break it when they're tired of it.
See, once again, man, like, I feel overall like because the Firefly family kills, for the thrill, and they take pleasure in torture and have no remorse about any of the actions committed, I feel that they would be more dangerous in this situation, in this bout. Because with the Sawyer family, I honestly feel that if you're like, hey, I want to be part of your family, would they kill you?
I mean, maybe just like take a hand and then make you eat it. So like that shows you're part of it.
So
you made dinner. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get into the family.
So you got to eat a finger?
You got to cut off your own hand and then serve it to everybody. And you got to eat some yourself.
Damn, I would be no help to the killings then.
You still got one hand. Bro, we'll fucking Evil Dead you, man. We'll put a chainsaw on the stove.
Oh, you want me? Okay, so I'm the new Ash. Okay, it's gonna have to be my left hand because I do things with my right hand. Pause. But let's talk about okay. So I'm gonna ask you. Dun dun dun. Who would you let take your life based on those two, the Sawyer family or the Firefly family, and why?
I mean, definitely Sawyer. I feel like I would probably die quicker. Like, I don't want to get like my face cut off or something like that. You know what I mean? I'd rather just take a cleaver to the face than get like tortured for a few weeks.
No, I feel the same way. Like when it comes to like dying quickly, because if you like to die and love the experience of pain, you can join the Hellraiser. He was into that sexual bondage, but then you still die and your soul's gone after that.
He's got the chains, the hooks.
Yeah, I'm not into that. But like me too, man. I would rather with Leatherface because at the end of the day, like I have a chance to survive. I feel if I eat the hand or give up the hand.
Yeah, you could like Stockholm Syndrome your way in there.
Right, and say, let me get some of that nail over there. That nail looks kind of good. It's got a little Italian seasoning in there. I see it in the nail bed.
Is this Himalayan sea salt?
I love this. So, because I remember, man, the reason why I say that, because I remember in the 3 from Hell scene, right? About the clown.
Oh, yeah, when they're at the house.
Yes. His mission was to make him laugh, right? And when he succeeded by pissing in his pants, right? He said, now that shit is fucking funny. Otis, right? He was brutally murdered execution style. It's like, well, I thought I could go because...
I mean, it was quick though.
But the fact that he gave him hope that he was going to survive, man, that's the problem. Because to me, like...
So, hold on. If you're in that situation,
okay,
do you want that hope that you might live, or do you want to just be like, all right, no, we're going to die. Like, we're all on the same page about this.
Me, I get kind of crazy. I'm not going to lie. Like, we all going to die up in here then. I hit that red button. That's just my personality. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's like some people, when they walk in an empty house, right? Or they see their front door open, they're like, man, oh, shit. Do I call the cops? And let them come in, or do I
put your keys in your hand and get ready to go?
Yeah, get ready to go and be like, all right, man. Open the door and be like, all right, whoever's in here, I need you to show yourself. I got a gun. I got a knife. Bring it. Bring it, motherfucker. I'm coming after your ass, And we don't want to be, well, some of us don't want to be like that, but that's me. Like, to me, it's like, if I know I'm going to die, I'm going all out.
Oh, yeah, you might as well swing at him.
Right. Otis, I think he would probably respect you a little more. And it's like, well,
no, he still kills the one guy.
Oh, yeah.
It was the older guy and the other dude, and he tries to fight back.
Oh, yeah. Damn. There's just some, like, crazy motherfuckers. They don't give a shit.
Nope.
See, so in this situation, like, I think so far, I'm still with the Sawyer family on certain things. But the Fireflies, when it comes to creative killing, they got the Sawyer family. I feel because they're not, well, they got them on that aspect. But when it comes to like the Sawyer family, if they're really starving, it's on. It's on.
I'd say the Devil's Rejects have more style. You know what I mean? Like it's more of an ordeal when they kill someone versus Texas Chainsaw. You know, he just popping out the house and grabbing her and dragging her back in.
He's got grit to him.
Or hell, that first dude, he just like pops out and is like, bam, and just done. You know what I mean? That first guy that walks in.
Right. And I'm not talking about the remake where that dude gets hit in the kitchen and shit. The one where it's called, not Leatherface, but what was it? The one with Trey Songz. And it was 3D. Yeah, that movie. That they should have killed it after that. But
3D, yeah, it never quite worked out right.
So what did you feel about the latest one on the bus? See, that's where a lot of these kill counts, that bus scene.
Oh, yeah.
Was insane. If you haven't seen that, you need to see it because like out of the whole franchise, that one scene like accumulates all the kills. Like,
yeah, let's see how many is in that one.
Yeah, he's looking up the information, but while you're looking that up, man,
20 plus.
20 plus, all in one scene.
I don't think it's all in one scene. I think that's the whole movie. But
damn. I think there were people getting slaughtered that was even part of the cast and crew. Shit, I didn't know. It just looked like a lot of people. It kind of reminds me of, if you haven't seen Deadpool, watch it, but that bus scene with him and Wolverine, did you ever see it?
I haven't seen the new
one. Oh yeah, you'll see it, man. I'm over here spoiling shit for him. You know what I'm saying?
I've made it this far, man.
So let's talk about, man, the box office and impact, man. So this is off the subject a little bit, but to me, I feel that Texas Chainsaw Massacre was the bigger staple franchise. And when I say that, is because we were already accustomed to the family. We know what they're capable of, right? Hell, we even gave them a bigger budget because we're just big fans. They are a staple in the horror franchise.
Yeah, I mean, just comparing the 2003 to Devil's Rejects, like it had that established name, like that's why it did better, even though that's not necessarily one people like very much. It still did pretty well financially, just because it's Texas Chainsaw. You know, like no one had ever heard of Devil's Rejects.
See, and that's
much at least.
See, that you have to think though, like, and I think being with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like Ed Gein, right, was an inspiration for that.
Yeah,
for the character Leatherface, you know, and because of Ed Gein's story and the trauma he left on us, I felt that it helped with the character development. Like we thought of Ed Gein when Leatherface was walking around skinning people and stuff like
making crafts out of people.
Right, furniture. Like, you know, speaking of crafts, man, like if you were to get a chair or a piece of furniture from Ed Gein, right, and you were to put it in this house, would that be considered retro? Or would that be considered evidence?
I mean, that would depend on how I got it.
I mean, you got it off of eBay.
I mean, if I bought it, you know, there's some sort of paper trail. If someone was like, yeah, we're really selling this shit, then it wouldn't be evidence anymore, I guess.
Like, this is the original chair of Ed Gein's. Like,
that's real human skin.
Ooh. Speaking of that, like, that was used to create, I think that was used to create the Leatherface. Didn't they say they use real skin on that one? The fun fact of that?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, like latex mixed in with real human flesh. It's like, where did you get the human flesh? That's a good question.
And donation.
If you can tell us where they got the human flesh or find out, please hit us up and leave a comment down. Because I'm curious, like, who just gives out human flesh? Like Walmart?
Hospitals, medical waste, autopsy places.
So if we go to St. Thomas right now and say, hey, we want some human flesh for like a Halloween prop.
There's probably some sort of process you got to go through.
Okay.
It's like Poltergeist used skeletons.
That was
real skeletons.
Okay, so those skeletons weren't just on the land, is what you were saying. Like, ooh, we dug up the wrong.
Yeah, I forget how they got it, but it was somehow cheaper to get real skeletons.
Damn shame. Somebody's grandmama that became famous.
Hell yeah. Movie star in the afterlife.
Damn. So like, let's do like the budget analysis. So total gross for The Devil's Rejects off a $7 million budget was $19.4 million, right? That's not bad.
It's respectable.
And then Texas Chainsaw, and we're going by the 2003 one with Jessica Biel, right? With a $9.5 million budget, it budgeted around, it grossed around $107.2 million. And overall, I feel that Texas Chainsaw had more of the upper hand because of the bigger budget. And it was already a staple.
I mean, it only had an extra 2.5 mil. I wouldn't say budget would be a limiting factor in this.
You don't think so? Well, okay.
I don't think $2 more million into Devil's Rejects would have balanced out. Like, I think it's the name recognition why Texas Chainsaw is always going to win this battle, at least as far as like money making.
But $2 million, right? We wish we had $500,000, man.
I wish I had $500.
Right, that's true, man. So I don't know, man. I think like Michael Bay, he hasn't made. I'm not going to say he hasn't made phenomenal movies, but like with the amount of money he has, you would think better. A little bit on storyline, a little bit more like he just.
I mean, people are going to do their thing.
I wonder where the money's going because them motherfuckers just blowing up cars and shit.
Yeah, I mean,
Michael Bay.
some laundering somewhere got to be.
So like, okay, tell me the reason why do you think that The Devil's Rejects didn't do as great as Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Like I say, I really think it's just name recognition. And let's see how many. Texas Chainsaw did open in about twice as many theaters. So that definitely had a leg up immediately just for sheer outreach. But it's definitely like, because I mean, there hadn't been a Texas Chainsaw in, let's see, how many years? Like 95 to 2003, so 8 years. And that 95 one, I don't think like got a wide release. So it had been a long time, and people were like, "Oh hell yeah, I knew one of these. Let's see what that is." See, I mean, you got to think that's 2006. That's when every motherfucker was remaking everything.
True. Now with Rob Zombie, see, I think if The Devil's Rejects would have came out in today's time, right? I feel it would have done better. Is because the film industry, there is no more gates no more. It's like you can make movies with your iPhone and it's acceptable. We don't see as viewers, average viewers, the whole technicality behind making a film anymore. It's all about the story and how it makes us feel, right? And the characters. It's like we learn to love the characters. But like, I feel that Rob Zombie, because he is a talented musician, the shift back in the day to filmmaking, it was very shocking.
Yeah.
Because we're like, dude, we want to see you tour, man. Movies. That means you're going to take a year or two off from touring. We want to hear your music, man.
I mean, and you're famous for such a crazy live show.
Yeah. So, like, if he would have increased his involvement, I feel back in the day, in scoring and producing horror films, like he was the Hans Zimmer. If he was the Hans Zimmer of horror films, and I forgot my guy from The Conjuring or Insidious, the one with the red and black demon. He does the scores for all James Wan's films, and he's the monster at the same time. So if Rob could have done something like that, or use Sharon as a vessel and as the, as a monster, I think it would have done better because he would have already been involved at that time. But like maybe during that time, he could have connected like Charles Manson a little more to his marketing. I feel like.
I mean, I just think people weren't as ready for something that violent to go big. You know what I mean? Like nowadays, Terrifier 2 comes out and it goes viral for going crazy. But back then, I think it would have got shut down. You know what I mean? Like, there's only a limit that people can have. And it's definitely moved farther as the years go by.
Because Eli Roth definitely pushed that envelope. Because, he had Green Inferno. He's had Hostel.
Yeah, Hostel was another one that really... Hostel and Saw really pushed the envelope of what sort of fucked up shit you could do.
So if Rob Zombie would have came out with his film after Saw and after all Hostel, do you think it would have done well? It would have been the story. Don't get me wrong, those are situations. I feel Saw, Hostel, those are situations of horror compared to somebody out there just slaughtering people.
Yeah.
Serial murderers, serial killers. And to me, it would be a better transition. I feel it would have been, and I think if he would have been the first one to do a series out of them, if series were funded like movies were funded back in the day. So.
Yeah. Like I say, he makes you want to go hang out with them. As long as they won't murder you. As long as you're the cool one, it's fine. And the Three from Hell, they go out partying.
I remember that shit. She threw the knives.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bunny, I believe it. Is that her name? Baby. Why I say Bunny? I'm thinking of a porn star. But anyways, she does have a porn star look. You know what I'm saying? Like Jenna Jameson. if she did horror. You know what I'm saying? But overall, man, shout out to Rob Zombie. I loved his Halloween. I love Halloween, the original. But I loved his Halloween too. Because I felt like anyone could be Michael Myers. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes some people have that cornbread strength.
Yeah.
And it's just big motherfuckers that you just cannot just take down. Like Hulk Hogan or Andre the Giant, but a killer.
It's that guy from Game of Thrones.
Jason Momoa?
No, The Mountain.
Oh, yeah. See, big motherfuckers like that.
Yeah, if that dude gets a hold of you, you're dead.
It doesn't matter about technique at that point. If he just gets a hold...
As we saw in Game of Thrones, if he catches you, he will squeeze your head like a grape.
Ugh. So, now with Rob Zombie, right? And we've seen a lot of other films, from James Wan. We can go down to Eli Roth. We can keep going down to more Sam Raimi and all these directors, right? But Rob Zombie was your true indie filmmaker that really had a belief. Not to say all of them didn't start out indie, but this guy funded, I believe, his own film.
I don't remember on that one.
Because he did tour. He was making money. He was pretty much a ZZ Top. Almost with a more darker, twisted version, but I just seen them as a ZZ Top kind of.
Definitely late 90s, early 2000s, he was making decent money for sure.
Oh, man. So all right. So we're going to go ahead and get to it, man.
But now,
okay,
one thing I'd like to wonder if Texas Chainsaw had not been made,
okay,
would Devil's Rejects have been made?
I think Devil's Rejects would have been made after Hostel and Saw. somebody had to push the envelope when it comes to torture porn. I call it. That's what basically. And then it's horror torture porn.
Yeah. I mean, you think it would have been like the family and have like the southern little backwoods atmosphere and everything?
Possibly. I feel possibly because you would have had what, The Hills Have Eyes, which we're gonna cover that next podcast episode, you know.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that would have led into, I feel.
So you think there's enough of similar in the genre that even if Texas Chainsaw never existed, that it would have still happened?
It would have happened. They would have been our cult classic family. Like just the family killed. They would have been the Sawyer family.
Yeah.
Somebody had to come in and do that, I feel. And yeah, Texas Chainsaw, it's a staple. But Rob Zombie being an indie filmmaker, I'm going to respect that aspect, is because one, he has an interest in the horror genre. And then two, he's like the Adam Sandler, man. Like, if I had to...
He's just that guy.
He's just that guy, man. Like, literally, Rob Zombie puts everybody on. You know, even Joe Grizzly. That's that motherfucker, man. I'm Joe Grizzly, bitch. I mean, I was like...
Oh, fuck. I watched something with him in it the other day. I can't remember what it was, though.
He was in a lot of... He was in, what was it, House of 1,000? Or he was in... Remember they snuck into his stripper bar. I remember there was a bunch of strippers. And it was a montage they had. He had a bunch of, like, titties everywhere. I just remember that. So... But no... Without Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Devil's Rejects would have existed. I think Texas Chainsaw Massacre...
You think it doesn't owe enough of its success to Texas Chainsaw? So, I mean, they're kind of like a spiritual successor, I guess.
Yeah, I could say that.
Yeah.
But now, who would win, though? Overall, like, going back to our topic of the show, who's going to win out of the Sawyer or the Firefly family?
I think the Fireflies are going to win just because they're more organized. You know, they got guns.
They're the mafia.
Yeah.
Like, I could see that. Like this. Now, if you don't feed them, both parties, who's going to win? Because they're used to not eating, I think, Sawyer, you know, and the Devil's Rejects, they eat like normal food too. You know what I'm saying? I don't really recall them eating too much human.
They go get ice cream, man. Tutti Frutti.
See? Tutti Frutti ice cream, man. And then you're comparing that to somebody who just eats to live. That's not...
Well, I mean, the Sawyers, they were making chili at least. So they're cooking it up, you know.
They're adding seasoning to it. But what's the seasoning though? Like, I'm curious, like arm sweat?
Must be pretty good to win the goddamn Texas Oklahoma chili cook-off, bro.
It just makes me think, have you ever poured salt on your hand and licked it and see how you would taste?
No.
Do you think you would taste good? Would you eat yourself?
No, I don't think I'd taste good. I think I'd probably taste kind of weird.
You need to change up your diet, bro. It's like, it's crazy, man, when I thought of that.
Grass-fed, bro.
Organically grown, bro. But yeah, man, like, so once again, he says the Fireflies. I was all for the Sawyer family. To me, they would win if we took away all the food. And they were just insanely hungry, and they were just delirious at the same time, both parties. I think they would have more control over that hunger and get the job done. Like, to me, it would be like some apocalypto mess going on. You know, yeah. I'm the king of this jungle. But we're going to put them, like I said, we're going to put them in an amusement park. Like, let's picture this. An amusement park, both of them going at it. A ghost town one at that.
Yeah.
We're going to do it here in Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? For the audience members.
Dollywood.
The Gatlinburg.
Yeah.
Because Opryland is gone. But if Opryland still existed, still Dollywood.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to put them in Dollywood with no food. We'll give them, how about this? We'll give them a Lunchly by Logan Paul and Mr. Beast, which comes with a free Prime drink. But, you know, hopefully it won't kill them.
But no water.
No water. You know, they get a little Lunchable. And then, you know, every now and then if you kill somebody like the Hunger Games, you get a popcorn bag and a can of Pringles.
Yeah.
Some Survivor shit.
Bag of Smart Pop.
Ooh, why'd you have to give him a diet one?
Because fuck them.
It's like, to me, that would be like the Super Smash Brothers of like with the horror edition of them going back at it. It would just be funny. It's like, it kind of reminds me of the night game with my brother. We played in Savannah, Georgia, where we touched the tree. And if you touched the tree, you would be like clear of like being caught in a sense. But like, it was crazy because we weren't hungry, but we were hungry because, you know, the night game, we all had to eat and stuff like that. So it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy. Sorry about that. But yeah, man, like just to think about that made me come up with the idea of just putting them against each other. You know, it's like a childhood game. It's kind of like, what was like the Squid Games, but for horror people. You know, you put them in these little games, and I thought about this whole situation like that.
All right. Fucking Otis versus whatever his character is in Texas Chainsaw 2. Who's gonna win that one?
Oh, Otis.
He's gonna kill himself.
Yeah, he's gonna call himself a bitch.
Fucking the other one's pretty crazy too, man.
Otis would have killed himself.
Called Chop Top, I think his name.
He would have killed himself. He would have chopped off his top. I think because Otis is a different being, man. Like Otis is out of all of them, he frightens me the most. Out of all of them, like
I get that.
Yeah, like Captain Spaulding, he'd make me laugh.
Yeah,
you know, it's like
he would just shoot you. Like Otis, cut your face off.
Right, and baby would be like, I would think was going to engage in some fornication, but then she would play me and cut my throat in many places.
You get circumcised again.
Shout out to the people that didn't get circumcised when they were young. But yeah, man, like, so overall, we chose, like I said, the Firefly family. We did the investigation. We talked about the films and the budget to see if that was the reason why, you know, the movies were so different when it comes to success. But in the end, like, back to who would win in the battle, the Fireflies. You know, they take the lead.
Yeah, they're just meaner.
Meaner and more aggressive, and they don't care about primal instincts. They just do it out of it because they feel that, hey, like, let's just go hunt people. That's fun. Let's not fuck this Atari game you know, back in the day, it was Atari for, you know what I'm saying? But no Super Smash Brothers or, you know, Super Mario Brothers. No, I'm about to kill this brother. You know what I'm saying? That's what they, let's smash him, you know?
Smash with a hammer.
Right. So, but yeah, man, I enjoyed this little episode, bro. Like, it was very informative, hopefully for the audience members, you know?
Yeah, what do you think? Do you guys agree with us?
Yeah, let us know below, you know, comment, subscribe to our page, you know, Southern Splatter Podcast. We are here. If y'all have any matchups that y'all would like to have on our show, just hit us up via email and, you know, we'll go from there. But it was a pleasure to give you this knowledge and give you this whole experience. Once again, I'm Josh Lovett.
I'm Caleb Walker. Hope you guys had fun. We'll catch you next time.
Yes, we'll catch you next time.
Cut.